About to start. This, ladies, gentlemen, theys and thems, is the losers semifinals between Law and Serge. And Serge, again, is a classic player. He is one of the old guard players. And Law, I don't want to call him new. He has definitely been playing for a while now, but he is getting higher up in the ranks. He is looking to really make a name for himself beyond the Macheras Cruz Azul results and all. And of course, he is doing a good job, but unfortunately, he is playing a character that gets easily gimped, and so Serge is looking just like that. Like so, oh my god, the misfire though! Dude, that was such a long edge guard!
Yes, it was. And Serge doing it perfectly, stalling those, including that misfire. He gets to stall it with the shurikens and then punish it perfectly before Lo can even get into the ledge. Now Serge trying to continue this pressure, trying to continue this control of the match, and Lau trying to take it back with those jowls, with the cyclone from Luigi, trying to stop Serge's pressure. Now trying to do the edge guard for himself, and he's gonna get it with the downer. Very nice from Law.
Yes, great recognition from Law, knowing that Serge was going to go super low, and then he gets a downer. Reminds me of Spores in the very first set that we had in our block. But of course, this is a very different character. This is Luigi, who gets extra gimped, and so he's going to keep looking for those edge cards most likely. But the problem is, taking center stage control from Serge in the first place, he can of course throw out all those plungers, as many as he wants, but Serge is never going in range, and when he does go in range, he knows that he needs to jump so as to avoid those plungers coming through. No zero to deaths here though, no grabs at all. Law has been throwing out like 10 of those plungers, and none of them are hitting. It's amazing how Serge plays evasive sometimes.
Yes, Law not getting any percent, just a little upper when Serge was trying to go for the upper himself. He gets into the cyclone, 35%, but still Law not getting any game, any opportunity to get any conversion or get any more damage out of Serge. Serge playing really patient, 146%, still waiting into the stage and punish Law any of his options. He is very ready to get him, and now very good Law with the spot dodge and then the cyclone to counterattack Serge. But still, only responding with the cyclone is the only percentage the Law has been getting in the last minute, I think.
Yeah, it's only to break Serge's combos, if you realize. It's always the overextensions that get punished, and even then, the cyclones are not finding the last hits. He is only interrupting Serge, but, you know, to no avail. There's no real conversion coming through. This should have been a backer from Law to get the stock, but still he misses. He gets the forward air. It's not going to be enough to take Serge's stock, and we know that he's going to look for the setup again. That's a cyclone, and that's the stock. Serge is really thinking twice now about how he's going to approach. If he keeps getting, blocked by those cyclones, well, you kind of have to think, okay, what other options do I have? I think he's going to start using a lot more water shuriken, and of course he's going to bait and punish. You want those cyclones to come out, but you don't want them to hit you like this one.
Yes, but it went straight into it after, and now he's getting the 0 to death. Yes, he does. And wow, what a rush out of Law, out of the first grab, out of the first throw that he gets the 0 to death, and Serge is, Law seals the match, and he gets the first win.
Yes, indeed, that was highway robbery right there, but Serge, I think, knows that he can still make it back. He was playing some really solid neutral. That's what I liked about him. It wasn't until the cyclone started to come through that Law realized, hey, he kind of seems to be getting hit by a lot of these, so I'll just keep throwing them out and wait and see what happens. And really, it was looking super solid for him, but we get a character switch. It's going to be Sephiroth from Serge, a character that I have not seen him play. He's gonna face off against Luigi, and of course the range is going to be a nightmare, but you already know that the frame data for Sephiroth is not good at all, so if Law gets in, you can expect him to be in there in that zone for quite a long time.
Yeah, wow, 4 downers in a row are going to get Serge 35% out of Law. Punish the whole intentions of Law. Again, the downers in the platform. Okay, the downer from Sephiroth is a really good tool. Serge is trying to ditch this, and Law is not learning any of it.
Not at all. The learnings are gonna take a while to come through, especially because, well, it is a patience test. If it is a patience test to play against Luigi, well, now imagine against a character with such range like Sephiroth, and you are the Luigi. Well, it's going to be super extra hard, especially when you have so much pressure building up on top of you, right? I mean, Serge is going consistently for those backers. He knows that Law can't really approach if he keeps going for those. It's not until he whips a down smash that he gets punished, but still, he's gonna be the first one to get on the board. That's the first stock. And I don't know, it's not that Sephiroth's not working for me, but I think Greninja was looking a lot faster. Serge is now really taking his time. He is playing a solid neutral game and stuff, but this is not the kind of game plan that I usually see Serge take on.
Yeah, but I guess that with Greninja, he got like more pressure into Law, but I think Sephiroth, what gives him is well, those kill confirms. No? The kill confirms that they don't take up to 150 as with Greninja. He gets the stock like really early, comparing to the Greninja, the stocks that he had to take. And I think that's the reason, and at least at the moment, is working for Serge.
Yes, at least for now, and getting games is what really matters here, getting those stocks as well. He gets a percent, now it's a matter of getting the closing hit, and there you go, that's a downer, there's not gonna be a second there, and Serge keeps on living all the way to 173, that's not easy at all, and look at that, the Octo Slash takes care of the Cyclone, he has actually found a way to counter that move. It took a while, but he finally gets the option, although he does land right in front of Luigi. That's an up smash, and that's the first stock for Serge, but only now, about 3 minutes in, do we get a KO from Law.
Yes, he was going for that 0 to dead, but now Serge is not going to take it. And now Serge again with the explosive from the center stage, waiting for Law to get in, waiting for him to win, to bet, and responding. And now Law is starting to get a hold of the game, starting to fall less for that downer, but again the downer making a lot of pressure for Law. The up smash and right in the platform. Law is not taking it, and that up B is not going to connect. But Law is trying to play better around Sephiroth right now.
Yes, indeed. Law is actually recalculating his approaches, and it might be a little too late because he is on his last stock. He is at 100% plus. And Serge, oh, wait a minute. It might not be too late. Now that I see this up smash connecting, Serge has to play extra careful. We already saw the 0 to deaths coming through on Greninja. It might just happen again against Sephiroth. And look at that. If he keeps spamming the downer, well, Law has the doors wide open to just go in and punish.
He was about to do it, but then Serge finally reacts, goes down to the main platform, now trying to play with those nairs, avoiding the grab from Law, and now with the neutral B, trying to pressure him in the ledge, not getting any of it. And Law trying to steal again the game, but that B is going to frame Law when he is coming back, and Serge finally takes the stock out of those explosives in the ledge.
Yes, indeed, a very poorly timed up B, but Law did live for quite a while. I don't think he is. If he does move on to play the next game with Luigi, I don't see him losing immediately like we thought he probably would. But Law is thinking twice about his character pick, and he is going Chrom because Luigi, even though he did have a chance, it was looking rough. So you might want to go for the more consistent option. We already saw him play against Chupatin, and he did quite well, winning 3-1. And now we're going into this game number 3, back at Battlefield as well. So we know that it wasn't a bad stage selection for Law. I think he got to read a lot of Serge's habits in this stage, so he now has a more consistent character with whom he can punish and win neutral a lot more. Oh, but he's going to eat up so much percent here. Yes, he will.
Ooh, wow, 90% out of the 30 seconds into the match, but now Law gets an opportunity, not for a lot of damage. He continues into juggles. Serge is having a hard time to get back to the stage, and Law keeps getting it in there. Now both of them in center stage, trying to get control of the stage. Serge continues with those downers, trying, I guess, to read the intentions of Law, but he's not falling for it anymore. But 140% for Law now. He gotta be careful, but with jab backer, really nice jab backer to get the first stock, and now Law is in the advantage.
Yes, Law is suddenly winning this, even though he started out getting almost scared to death. But now he finally gets his stock taken. Serge is the one pushing forward a lot more too. I like that. He keeps playing a patient game, but it's really interesting offensive patience. That's what I would like to call it. Offensive patience. He waits for Law to go back into his autopilot mode, approach with neutral and whatnot, and then he goes for the counters. And sometimes he does whip though, so Law is also ready on his feet to punish those accordingly. But you know, it's a very interesting set we're watching. A lot of bait and punish. I love that.
Yes, and I think at least Law is getting the worst out of it. Another counter from Serge, now with 100% into Law. And with the downer, oh, I thought Serge was going for that upper, trying to close the stock. He's not getting it, but Law is trying to get into the stage, and oh, he is gonna get it. But get a few nairs out of both. The down tilts from Law getting Serge out of the stage. Ooh, he was trying to punish the uppy, does not get it, and gets completely heated by that uppy, but then the nice backer, both of them with the backers getting the stock, and we're last stock, quite even set.
Yes, indeed, it's still looking even. This might be for whoever pushes forward the most, but we already talked about the bait and punish game, and so far it seems like Law is the one taking most of these exchanges. Gets the up B once again. Serge is still looking for an option to go in, and that's the problem with Sephiroth. You can keep your opponent out, but you can't quite go in as easily. Of course, you also need your opponent to commit, but oh my lord, it seemed like Law was committing just a little too much. He is still looking for that edge guard, but there's nothing coming in sight. Serge is still living, and he is still fighting for center stage, and slowly but surely building this percent back.
Yes, he is. And now Law with the backer, of course, he was hunting for that moment. He got the opportunity, finally get it, and Law gets the third match. And he is just one match away out of the losers final, where Serge is waiting. So shout out to Serge in the chat. Got me confused.
Serge, andas confundiendo banda, carnal. Anywho,
Second
yes.
Serge are quite similar.
Oh, actually, fun fact. There was another player called Zerk, but that's Z-E-R-Z, who was about to be the first one on commentary, but unfortunately he had a problem with his mic. So we were about to see another player, well, another caster named Zerk. It's just spelled differently. So yeah, it would have been quite funny to see Perhaps someday we could see Zerk and Serge on commentary, but you know, that's a bit of a deviation. We're going back to it, and Greninja is back on the table. He is trying to make this comeback, but Law is trying to close the set out.
Just as we were talking before the set, we got to see a lot of counter picks in the characters. We went from Greninja to Sephiroth, from Luigi to Chrom, and now we get to see Chrom versus Greninja here in Town and City, and we'll see if Serge can bring this back, get us into the 5th match, but it does not seem as it. Chrom already getting 75% into the Greninja. Now with the down tilt, the jab, the backer is not going to get the stock, but he is quite in the edge guard situation, getting the jab, getting the trade. Now Serge gets into the stage, and he is into the edge guard now. Taking his time in the edge and getting the backer just as he gets into the stage, getting the first stock, putting himself in some good position, and he's just going to wait what is going Serge to do.
Serge is trying to go for his natural combos, the one that he knows and loves, and of course he is trying to get Law to, get rid of his own recovery resources, and there you go. That's one of the very few times I have seen the up B water kill. It usually does not work, but Greninja still do it anyway. And this is one of those few times where it does land a kill through the up B for Law. And Law still pushes forward though, still fights for center station, keeps on winning neutral also. Keep in mind, these characters both have disjoints, but you know, the disjoint is a little bit better on Chrom, so he keeps winning most of those exchanges.
Now Law looking for those juggles. Serge doing excellent work, getting back into the stage, looking for these combos now, trying to get in those nairs to start something, gets the jabs. We'll see, not tech, but there was no punish from Serge. And now Law in the ledge, always taking his time, waiting for Serge. He knows he's quite fast responding into any options, and I think that was a fair, not the backer jab to fair. He's going to get the stock for Law, and only 60% in his second stock. That's quite an advantage. It seems like it's GG's for Serge now.
Yeah, it's looking like curtains, to be very honest with you. Unless he got a Gimp, that's the one way I could see him taking. Oh, he actually gets some solid reads as well as to where Law is going to run away to, but unfortunately the punish game is just not there quite yet. He still needs to find a way to push forward even harder, and there we go, that's a good up smash. He might have a chance, like I told you with the Gimps, he might go for another up B with the water onto Law's own up B, but Law, I don't think he's going to commit to going off stage. He really wants to fight for center, and there we go, he rolls back, but that's gonna do it. The jab to back here, and so we have our losers finals complete. It's going to be Law against Zach. Serge is out at 4th place.
Yes, and well, what we were talking about, Chrom, that consistency, that jab, the jab confirms finals, getting Law lots of stocks in the sets we've been watching, and as you said, the disjoints a lot better for
Needs
Chrom.
to find a way to push forward
Most
even
of the
harder.
trades were in his favor, and Law always was ready to take advantage of it. And well, good in the confirm. Takes the set. Now it's up to Zach into another Sephiroth.